Okay, so today is the 13th of January. Time for another market report. And let's start with the index, and let's compare the index to the news. And my main observation is that right now we have news which are quite bad, but at the same time the index is behaving well. Even more, yesterday was a particularly useful day for the purpose of structuring ownership of a stock of stocks, because the market gapped down, but despite the obviousness of Mr. Powell being cautious and inflation being higher than expected quite a bit, it just kept moving upwards, and it did so until it encountered this descending trend line, the line of the least resistance, as named by Jesse Livermore. And the line that's being tested is the line that is to be broken, or at least so they say in the markets. It's quite obvious that the price tends to move in this direction, show some good closes in the recent days. So I like this very much, because what that means that basically there is a discrepancy in the mainstream assessment of the situation, but smart money, big money seem to think otherwise, at least at the moment in which this video is being recorded. I'm a bit cautious because we still have another release here, but I can wait to release the video on Friday. Basically, sometimes I move it a bit in a week, but obviously we can see something here today which will like scare the market completely and change the price behavior. But so far it looks like the market is about to climb some wall of worry, which is a good situation. Why? Because it keeps retail out of stocks for a while and allows to build a position and maybe make some good profits in the intermediate term. Okay, so obviously stabilization in the index means that VIX is going down. Now it's beneath the trend lines, so it is more conducive potentially for long portfolio management type trades instead of active trading like we're supposed to do when the VIX is higher. And let's take a look at the individual names here. Here is my February watch list, which is quite large. And what we see here is obviously quite a bit of volatility. We'll talk about coins a bit later. Chinese names are very strong. This is BYD, Chinese automaker. But also we see quite a bit of positive action. Actually, if you like to buy stuff before earnings, DKNG could have been a good choice, because obviously it broke out yesterday. Dual, this was a relatively short trade, produced some good results, and bounced back completely yesterday. And look at the volume. This tape is dominated by accumulation, so this could also be potentially buyable. Maybe not exactly my style, but still. This is one of my prospective shorts. Could have been reshorted because this one stopped me out, and I still believe that Electronic Arts is obsolete as a company, but unfortunately, with buybacks, they still can move the price quite a bit. Another story, a successful story, is EHang. Drone taxis, flying cars in general, made some good money in today's, but obviously it continues to move. For me, Chinese stocks are more of a hit and run tactics, if you wish, for me, because you can always wake up to something very challenging. And I was not in Luckin Coffee back in the day, but I still remember it quite well. That's why I'm very cautious, and when it pays, I usually take the money right away. But the moves could be spectacular. This one is one of ideas I'm considering for myself, because banks' earnings were quite good as of recent, and this pullback also looks constructive. Just take a look at this volume here. So it's leveraged, so it moves quite a lot, and I think it provides good balance between mitigation of individual name risk and opportunity, because banks are to get some benefits from Trump administration, and but at the same time you can buy like Goldman Sachs, or you can buy like small banks which are completely untradeable. And here I think with the leverage it's an optimal vehicle to express this trade. So could very well be trading that one today. What is that? No. So yeah, we're seeing quite a bit of positive behavior in this market. For example, GTLB is this one I don't have marked up, but somewhere here is my long position. I have a bit of a cushion here. These ones are just strong. Wow, HOOD reported good earnings, so it's going to gap up in the morning. That's good. Also positive pre-market in the names that were trending up before. This one is interesting, Palantir, because I've heard an opinion from very competent people that since the states are about to cut their spending and Palantir is one of the leading contractors in this field, it could be a good short. But so far, that is not the case, like the opposite of that. This one is one of my short ideas, actually, PayPal. Once again, I don't believe in the future of this company, because one way or another, I think it will be disrupted. Maybe if crypto gets some new fancy status in the US economy as a means of exchange, or maybe some new system based on some proprietary blockchain, or Elon Musk just enables some money functionality in X, and it's big, it's cumbersome, financials are deteriorating, and the only question is how long to hold this one, and is this the right risk reward point to short it? Who knows? Maybe it will work, maybe not, but this is one of the few companies I really fundamentally bearish on. In the money so far, but obviously since it is nearing the 20-day to 100-day simple moving average, it could bounce back. We'll see. What else? RDDT is good. Actually, this was one of my ideas, and I'm a bit regretful because if not this one, which was a bit wedgy, but this one could have been bought. Here, this shakeout inside the base, but yeah, still holding well, and but the report was not so good actually. So this is another consideration to keep in mind and to be very cautious about earnings. But who knows? We could very well see that it will be accumulated as well. RCI is one of the ideas I wanted to consider and did not buy that because of that gap. Could have made some short-term money with it, but yeah, still looking. This one I had here and actually sold it with a bit of a loss, and it is working now. SE, in my opinion, this company provides good international diversification to the States. So yeah, despite a long run, I think it could still be considered here. Interesting company, has several businesses, payment system, if I remember that right, mobile games and stuff like that. So it's like several companies in one. Shopify is more for reference, but seems like that the earnings were mixed, and now the market is thinking. Spotify looks good. Yeah, this is the number. This is the number of companies I did not study that well. This could have been a good shirt actually, because when I was researching my shirt in PayPal, I was looking at competitors, and I thought that XYZ with its Cash App, which is being developed by Jack Dorsey, one of the founders of Twitter, could provide a good long alternative maybe, but it looks quite bad actually. So could have been a good shirt. And what else? Semiconductors. There is obviously something happening in this space as well, because Nvidia is retreating, but at the same time, for example, Broadcom is quite good. So, and I've seen some news in which they are sort of mentioned as a competitor, or maybe the next go-to name in this sector. So yeah, I'm already here. Yesterday it has recovered, so maybe add to it a bit. The FNGU still looks decent, basically mimicking the index, so maybe TQQQ could be a better expression of this trade. What else? Yeah, semiconductors are quite resilient. Yeah, these are um, basically ideas for today. One of them is INOT, and the other is QT. QT is a Chinese company, uh, basically Chinese loan sharks, and INOT is a bit more interesting. It's another new AI type company which helps enterprises to develop, train, and deploy AI models. They are doing quite well, actually. This is the base of this move, but still looks constructive going into these earnings. And potentially, if everything else works out well, this could be a situation that can provide good returns even before earnings. And it's up to us to say what to do with this. Obviously, my approach is just give it, take money, run, return, of course. doing this money. Okay, so and let's take a quick look at the crypto space. I think what we see here now is quite illustrative of what's happening. And right now, the only sorry, coin that's growing is Trump coin, and all the rest is bleeding. And in my opinion, when you see a number of such clauses, this is what tells you that institutions are in control. So yeah, quite weak, quite weak. And this is the exact opposite of what we see in stocks. Because here the news are good, but the market is bad. Every couple of days you can see like this news that the commission is working, and uh, all of us, BDC and crypto believers, we are working. Uh, Also, the amount of states from the United States which are moving forward in this space is also growing. But despite that, you see here basically nothing, no reaction at all, and even a bit bearish. These days, but, but still, it's 50-50 at best. So maybe the final legal status will not be that pleasant, or maybe something else is about to happen. Who knows? But so far, doesn't look too much. This is interesting. Another possible thing to point out is that oil is quite weak, and obviously you can redraw this line. I don't know, this, this, but it's still is corrected, and my guess is that sooner or later this line is not broken, even with inflation and stuff like that. I don't believe that the economy will benefit, global economy and the states will benefit in the medium term from tariffs and trade wars. Also, Trump is keen to actually pressure oil producers to lower price. So, in my opinion, we very well can see oil going lower later this year. Okay, so to sum it up, crypto is a bit weak right now, which is interesting when you put it into the context of good news. And we have exactly opposite situation in stocks where news are bad, but the price action is good. And that basically mandates long buys potentially, unless we see something interesting today with the PPI month-on-month release, which is about to be published in a couple of hours. So overall, not long now. We have a couple of shorts, and yeah, let's see how it plays out. Let's be in touch.